Hello, and thank you for joining me at Kaylee Creations. I'm Kay, and I'm so excited to share with you the project I have made for Reneabouquets. I was asked to be a guest designer for the month of June, and so here is my first project. This is a bee-themed inspired album, and I was greatly inspired by two things. The first is the beautiful chipboard from Reneabouquets Shop, these stackable bee-themed patterns, um, and also the Prima Poetic Rose paper collection because it does have the bees inside. There's bees all over the papers, and so I just thought it would be really fun to focus on the bees. And I'm really excited about the stackable bees because they are just really fun to play with. It's kind of like building blocks. And so when I say stackable bee elements, this is what I'm talking about. So this is one right here. This is a corner flourish, and so this is the base here. Now in this one, I've kind of trimmed off these little end pieces because I just wanted it smaller, and I placed those little end pieces here throughout the cover on the album. Um, but this is what the corner piece looks like. And there's a straight edge piece with the bee in the center, which I'll show you as we get into the album. But I want to show you what I mean by stackable in case you're just not familiar with this product. Uh, it has the base here, which is solid bee, and then you have the more detailed bee, which stacks right here, and then you have this cardstock wing, and that places right on the you only glue it on the center there, and then you have these little wings that stick up. Now on my bees, I used a rose gold embossing powder on the bees and on the wings, and then I dipped the wings into this diamond glitter chunky glitter glass from Renee's shop. And so you just take a little bit of art glitter glue and dab it on with your finger once you've embossed it, or if you just want it natural, you can do the same thing, and then you just dip it into the glitter glass, and there you have glass glittery wings. And so very fun to do that. Really excited about this. And I fully I I just fully embellished this album. I don't think I could stuff any more in it. It's just fully embellished, and I really kind of maybe went overboard as far as album technically because it doesn't lay flat, the pages, and the spine is huge, but it's mine and I like it and it's decorative, so there you go. And just quickly show you the spine. This is a 3 3/4 inch spine, and this is a rose quartz butterfly, and these butterflies come in a package of 3. This is the largest one. They do come with foam tape on the back, and so they're very dimensional. Because I had to lay the spine flat when I opened the book, I had to go back and take the butterfly off and take off the foam, and ended up gluing it flat onto the paper. So I did ink it just to give it a little more detail since it wasn't popped up. But it's still beautiful. Even though it's flat, it's still very, very beautiful. And this Poetic Rose paper, I did use a couple little pieces of the 6x6 pad, but I used a lot of the A4 pad and a lot of the 12x12 foil accented paper pad. And so this paper here has the bees printed on it, and I just used glossy accent on all the bees throughout the album on the paper so that it would just emphasize the bee theme of the album. So that is the cover of this big monstrosity. I have never made anything this thick before, and I said I never would, and I ended up doing it anyway because I just kept going. I could have stopped at 3 pages and had a really nice size album, but I just kept going and going because I didn't want to leave anything out. I hated to leave anything out. So Anyway, so here you go. This lace on the cover here is the Rose Crown lace, and I will put a link to all the products I've used in the description box, so you don't have to write it down or memorize it or anything. It's all going to be down there. But this is the Rose Crown lace, and I chose this lace because of the rose clusters in it, and it goes really beautiful with this paper. This paper, you know, obviously it has all the roses in here, and well, let me just show you this piece here. See, it just has roses here, roses everywhere throughout the paper, so you have to have rose lace. And so I have put these stackable bees. So when the stackable elements come in 2 different sizes, and you get a couple different designs in the package. And so this is the large, so you can see how much larger it is than the small, and and um, and then you can just buy the bees if you don't want the flourishes with it. You can just buy the bees, and those come with 2 pieces. So you have the bee and then the wing. And so I've used all but this large one here. This was the largest one in my album. I have you. Okay, this is breathtaking, right? This breathtaking chipboard comes from the chipboard package from Prima Poetic Rose chipboard package, and I have this tuck in, this printed beautiful board rose. Let's see, printed beautiful board, romance and rose tuck-ins. And so it's a little corner piece, and that pink inside there matches perfect with this paper collection, absolutely perfect. And so I've used those in a couple other places in the album. And so you'll get to see them better because they're kind of covered up here. But I just like the look of that, the stacked look and the beautiful pink behind the blue of the butterflies. And these are from Reneabouquets also. This is the Magical Miniature Fairy Dust in Blue. So that's the name of these butterflies. And they come in 2 different sizes here, and I've used these throughout the album as well because it's the perfect blue. I think blues are so hard to match. And these roses here also are from Reneabouquets, and these are the Dusty Blue and Ivory, and they also perfectly match. I can't believe how well these Dusty Blue roses match this paper. And I have a scroll frame here. This is the Simply Beautiful in the small size. And my favorite thing of all time is this bee, these glass-winged bees. They come in a package of 3. I've used all 3 in the album. This is the smallest one, and when I first was introduced to Reneabouquets, this was the first thing that went into my shopping cart because I absolutely love it. And so this glass-winged bee, it is a bee, so it's, you know, they've got the black and the gold, which is a little strong for a pastel album with the rose gold trim. And so I just needed to tone it down just a bit. So don't get mad at me. I love the product. Don't get me wrong. It's my favorite thing, but I just needed to tone it down. And so I used this shimmer pen. I think it's Spectrum Noir in the rose quartz. And so I just brushed, it's like a brush paint pen. And so I just brushed the ink or the paint on, and maybe 2 or 3 times I let it dry in between. And it just gave it that rose tint that I needed to soften it up. And so then we have some, like I said, I have glossy accented the bees, but I also wanted to add some bees here and there on the cover. And so what I did is I took scrap pieces of paper and I used glossy accent, and then I cut them out and then just glued them on into places on the cover. And so that's pretty much it for the cover. So we'll get into the first part of the album. So here we have another one of the bee-themed beautiful board pieces from Renee's shop, and it's this sweet as honey. It's just, I love the words. I love the way the honey looks, the scrolling on the lettering, and I did the rose gold accent or the rose gold embossing on that. And this is one of those glossy accent bees. And then we have this waterfall here that I made with the 3x4 journaling cards. And I wanted to keep the cards as is. I didn't want to mount them on another piece of paper and fold them up. So the way I did the waterfall was to make an invisible hinge because I didn't want to lose those corners there. So I made this invisible hinge. I don't know if that's what you call it. That's what I call it. Waterfall here. Just using these journaling cards, and I put a dusty blue cardstock on the back. And then I wanted to keep this plain. That's another reason why I wanted to do it this way. I just love her, this lady in the background with the rose flower, and then the blue butterflies match perfectly. So I'm really happy with how that came out. And on the top of this fold out, I have this little ticket, and it had a butterfly there, and I just covered it with one of Renee's butterflies. And these are the cherry blossom, and I've done it over here on this envelope too. We have the little cherry blossom butterfly on the ticket. And so I will have the link to everything below so you don't have to memorize. Sometimes I don't get the name exactly right, but it will be all linked below. And this is one of my favorite new things. This is the skeleton leaves, the Beautiful Bits skeleton leaves, and they come in a little package of 3 sizes. I've used 2 sizes here, the medium and the large. And so these little skeleton leaves, so this is the small size, this is how they look. You know, just the natural, beautiful board. And I did the rose gold on there, and I'm so happy I did because I just love how the rose gold pops on that blue. I think it's so pretty together, and I love how these just tuck in and just add that little bit of something. And I love that they're just outline leaves. I mean, I do have the rose leaves that are like the solid leaves, but I just love how the skeleton leaves just get that touch of rose gold on there. And so I'm really happy with that, and so that's like one of my new favorite things. And so this envelope, I made the A7 size, so it's 5.5 by 7, so that fits a 5 by 7 inside because you have the 1/2 inch for the hinge here. And these pull out here. I've really stuffed it full. I should have made a gusset on the flap, but I didn't. I should have, but that's okay. It's still getting in there. And I have this embellished paper clip, and so there you have the embellished paper clip, and then a 4x6 card mounted onto this pink paper. And then I made a bookmark with this is paper from the A4 pad, and I just did 2 sheets, cut it out back to back. And then I have a 5x7 mat that will be perfectly holding a 4x6 picture, and this is a tuck spot here, and I tucked this little ticket in there, and then this butterfly is a little tuck spot as well. So that's the first little tuck in. And then here we have a little I have a poem printed on some vintage shabby paper, and this is a favorite poem of a dear friend of mine. And so because the album or the paper line theme is Poetic Rose, I thought it would be really appropriate to add some poetry to the album. And so I might add more. Instead of making a full-out photo album, I might make it kind of a combination of both and add a little more poetry in the album. And here we have the stackable element here in the small size is the corner piece, and I have a little delicate butterfly here. I don't know the exact name. I will print that out below. And we have the A4 size. There's a cut apart sheet in the paper pads, and so this was from the A4 side. I cut it out, made a pocket, and here we have an embellished 3x4 journaling card. And this is also from the A4 cut apart. And on this side, we have the large size bee pattern element, stackable, and this is the straight one I was telling you about that has the bee in the center, and I've just added some Prima flowers, and that has the rose crown lace in the background. And we have a 3x4 journaling card and a 4x6 with matted on green with a little ticket, and then a photo mat here. And I just wanted to point out, I do love how this lace has the scallop, so I put that over the edge of my paper because I just thought that was just really cool. And oh, and the inner pages have a pocket with a tabbed mat inside for photos. So this I used with the We Are Memory Keeper tab punch board. I hope I said that right. And so I even punched out decorative paper tabs and put that onto the main cardstock piece. And on this here, I'm going to be putting a little, I was going to put this bee here, you know, cut out with the glossy accent. And I'm like, what was I thinking? That's way too big. So I got to find a smaller one. Anyway, so yeah, it needs to be more this size. So anyway, that's my first pull out. And I love this page here. I love how soft and how just delicate this and simple it is. And so here's that printed beautiful board, Romance and Roses Tuck In. And so I've used the corners here, and I believe you get 4 in a package, and I've used 3. The 3. I went on the cover in these 2. And you can see how well the colors match and how well it matches this butterfly. This is that medium-sized rose quartz butterfly that comes in the package. I used the large one on the spine. And so this is the paper, the foil 12x12 paper. It had this oval shape with a butterfly in the center, and I just put this sticker frame over it and covered it with this butterfly. I believe I got this at Hobby Lobby. I don't know if they make them anymore. So this opens up here, and we have this fold out here with a piece of vellum on cardstock, and this vellum comes with the flower packages. So you can see here, this is a flower package that I pulled this out of the package, and these are little stuck on with little dots that peel off and do not ruin the paper. So I haven't had a problem yet ripping the paper. So, but anyway, how cool is that? So kudos to Prima on that. And I've got a little ticket here. This is a leaf from one of the flower packages from Prima inside there. I thought that would just be really fun. And I have the bee. Okay, so you have the stackable elements, and then you have the non-stackable elements. So you can see here that the detail on the bee is cut out within the flourish, whereas the stackable has the solid base. So that's the difference. And then this here, I call it my window page because I think this lace looks like a valance or a window treatment, and this is the window. So I really love this. This is the Reneabouquets Trim Dainty White Lace. And so very pretty. And then here's where I've used the rose leaf, which is the solid leaf, with the Prima paper leaves and a little Prima paper flower. And then we have a 4x6 journaling card and a large photo mat. And on this page here, we have a medium-sized stackable bee, and there is also a flourish that comes with the bee elements, the stackable bee elements, and I've just cut the flourish apart to make it look like it's that long because it wasn't quite that long, and I wanted this little end of the flourish to stick out right here. So, and then I have another one of these cute little delicate white butterflies and the fairy dust and blue. And so this little book here in this pocket, it has this journaling card that says interrupt anxiety with gratitude. And so I thought it'd be really fun to make this a booklet because I really love this. I really love this quote or this saying. and I thought it'd be really fun to write down things that I am grateful for into this little book. And I think that's really fun. And so we have a 4x6 journaling card here and a large photo mat here. And so this is the same paper, so you can see I just covered up the butterfly. And this tab here, I've matted in the green on the front, and it has this Brave from the ephemera package, and the rose gold dimensional paint with the little bee charm that I used this Decoart rose gold wax on the bee, and I sewed it on, and then on the back of the tab I have this lace trim with the champagne flat back rhinestones. And here I have a shaker card, or not a card, but a shaker page. And so to create this, I did use two of the same card. So I fussy cut out the first one and put the acetate there, and then do how you do a shaker, and then I put the other card on the back so you could see the center that was cut out from the first one. And then I've added these little scroll flourishes. These are decorative scroll flourishes, and I will have the link to that below. And I did emboss these with the rose gold, and have this fairy dust butterfly here, and the little beads inside. Now the sequins I got from a previous Prima collection, but the little rose beads are from Renee's shop, and these are new, I think. These are the rose gold micro beads, and ooh, I don't dare open this because they're really staticky right now on the package, and I don't want them to fly out all over the place. But you can see here they shimmer really rose sometimes, or sometimes they shimmer more coppery depending on the lighting, and so that's really fun to have those in there. And sorry. Okay, so then we have a little pocket here with a ticket and a little piece of ephemera, 4x6. Oops. Oh, I forgot this was a pocket. I went and pulled this out. This is one of those vellum pieces on cardstock. So very fun. And then we have a journaling card here, and we have this photo mat here, and I made this little thing to go in there too. This is from the 6x6 cut apart paper, so that's going to go in there too. And then I have this 4x6 card, and I can't remember why I glued the ticket on. It would have been cute to leave it separate, but I can't remember why I glued it on, so it must have been a problem, and I glued it on. So, but anyway, that's really pretty. And then I have this 3x4 journaling card with a little sentiment on the back that is personal for me. And then so I really think I am going to include a little more poetry and some sentiments in this book. I think it'll be really fun to do that. And I have this little tuck spot here on this page, and this is the medium size glass winged bee, and I just love him. And I have these mini pink and ivory roses from Renee's shop also, and I just love how that little touch of pink's in the center there. And this also matched beautifully with this paper. And I have another journaling card. This one I made into a little book. And then we have my new favorite product here, the skeleton leaves tucked in behind all the flowers. And behind it all is that rose crown lace. So this was my really shabby dainty page layout. It's a little different than some of the other pages, but I love it. It's really pretty. And so on this I used this Reneabouquets trim dainty chain, daisy chain lace. Oh gosh, match. I know I didn't say that right, so please look in the description below. I get all tongue twisted sometimes. But anyway, this is the lace, and it's just pretty. It's just gorgeous. And so I used it here, but I ended up covering it up, so I had to tuck some in there because I covered it up too much here. But it does give that really dainty layered look, and I love it. And we have one of the smallest size of the stackable bee here. And these are the same flourishes that I used on this page here, but you can see how different it looks when you don't embellish it, how soft and dainty it is. And then this flap opens up here, and there's a tuck spot here with the ephemera piece and some trim with the fairy dust and blue butterfly. And then I'll pull this down here, and you have this tuck-in spot that it's just the same paper, so you can see on the back here. And I just fussy cut this one out from another paper and glued it on and made it look like an actual notebook turnout. And I've even got a piece of washi tape from my stash right there. And this is one of those cherry blossom butterflies that I added on the top. So that's that. And then this is a little envelope I made. I believe this is a 3x4 envelope. And I have the large corner stackable bee element here. And, and I've used these Aurora Borealis, I think these are Butterfly Kisses. I think that was the package, or maybe Tiny Treasures. I can't remember, but anyway, they're one or the other. And so I've used these here. I had a package of those, and so I kind of went overboard maybe, but I don't know if I didn't. I didn't go overboard. I love it. I love all the little pink butterflies. And then these are glued on little glossy accent bees. And then we have a little 3x4 journaling card. And these are how the tickets come. They come with a tube with perforated in the middle. And I thought it would be fun just to leave them, tucked in like that. And then we have the largest bee on the back. And I think he goes really good with this blue, less pale blue and greenish, grayish paper. And the copper just really draws out the detail of the roses, I think. And then I have a piece of the rose crown lace, and this is not all one corner. I had to cut it apart to make it look like one corner. So this is this part here, and then I added another little rose part on the side there to make it look like it extended that wide. And you open this up, and we have a little bee charm with some lace attached to it, and it's holding this 4x6 card, and then you have a 5x7 mat, and on this side it has a little tuck spot for maybe a smaller picture. And then this is from the A4 paper pad. It's just a photo mat. And then here I have a little vintage envelope that I've created using just a piece of printed paper and this little butterfly from that same Aurora Borealis package. And this is just a poem that I have written, and I made it, look worn and vintage, and included that in the envelope there. And so the back inside cover, we have an ephemera piece that is glued over the flourish that was on the bottom of this oval on the paper. And then I just glossy accented the bee and added some journaling cards that were embellished, and then a little ticket. And then I put more of these dusty blue and ivory roses here. This one's just on this bulldog clip here, just because it was fun. And I've used the pale gold fairy dust butterfly here. And these roses here, for some reason some of the ink is rubbing off onto the roses, but it's really kind of a cool look because you have the rose gold here, and then you have the little, it kind of like tinted the edge of the butterfly here in the page. And so it kind of worked out good for me there. I'm not going to worry about it. So anyway, that's the back cover, and I hope I have covered everything. If you do have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And please check out Reneabouquets' website. They have so many more bee-themed beautiful chipboard pieces that are not in my album. I mean, there's just so many beautiful things. And also the Facebook page has so many ideas on how to use the product, and there's just been some really gorgeous, stunning projects posted lately. I'm in awe of the beautiful projects that have been posted lately. So please check that out. So let me just put this up again so you can see. It's Reneabouquets, and I really appreciate you watching, and please give me a thumbs up, and I will talk to you later. Okay, have a good day. Thank you. Bye.